Dynamic, the home for those who believe cars aren't just machines, but living, breathing expressions of speed, power, and soul. Here, we don't just talk specs, we talk adrenaline. If it's loud, fast, rare, or legendary, we're behind the wheel. And today, we've got something truly iconic, something that hasn't just returned, but roared back into the spotlight with the fury of American muscle and the precision of modern engineering. This is the 2025 Ford Mustang Boss 429. Yes, you heard that right. The Boss is back. For those who know their muscle car history, the Boss 429 isn't just another Mustang trim. It's a legend born in the late 60s, a street-legal NASCAR homologation special built to house a massive big block 429 cubic inch V8. It was a car built to scare Camaros, embarrass Mopars, and remind the world that Ford wasn't messing around when it came to performance. Only a limited number were made, and even fewer survived, turning the Boss 429 into one of the most revered Mustangs of all time. Fast forward to today. It's 2025. The Mustang has evolved, technology has taken over, and Ford has found a way to bring the Boss 429 name back in a way that honors its heritage while rewriting the rules of modern muscle. This isn't a retro reskin. This is a performance monster from the ground up. So let's get into it. At the heart of the 2025 Boss 429 is a brand new power plant, one that blends classic displacement with modern tuning. Ford has revived the legendary 429 name, but this time it's not just about cubic inches. This is a 7.0-liter V8, naturally aspirated, hand-built, and tuned for performance across the entire power band. It's based on the same block architecture as the Godzilla 7.3, but refined and lightened for high RPM performance. The result? A brutal, yet balanced 670 horsepower and over 600 pound-feet of torque, all delivered to the rear wheels through a Tremec 6-speed manual or an optional 10-speed automatic tuned specifically for track response. That's right, no forced induction. No turbos, no hybrid gimmicks. Just raw, unfiltered V8 power. This engine doesn't whisper. It growls, screams, and bellows in a way that only a naturally aspirated muscle car can. You rev it, and it shakes the air around it. You shift it, and it rewards you with instant response. It's a true throwback to the golden era of muscle, made even more savage with 21st century engineering. The chassis isn't just some off-the-shelf Mustang GT frame. Ford engineers have reinforced the platform, lowered the center of gravity, and added magnetic ride suspension to keep things planted. The Boss 429 gets unique sway bars, stiffer bushings, and track-tuned dampers to keep all that power under control. And trust us, when you've got nearly 700 horses waiting to be unleashed, you want the suspension dialed in just right. And speaking of dialed in, let's talk tires and brakes. Ford has wrapped the Boss 429 in ultra-sticky Michelin Pilot Sport Cup 2 rubber with 305s up front and massive 325s in the rear. These tires aren't made for show, they're made for grip, whether you're carving up canyon roads or laying down lap times on a circuit. Behind those wheels are 6-piston Brembo brakes up front, 4-piston in the rear with 2-piece rotors and fade-resistant pads. This thing stops like a supercar, not a street muscle machine. But the Boss 429 isn't just a race car for the road, it's still a Mustang. And that means it's got to look the part from a distance. The 2025 Boss 429 commands attention. It's wide, it's low, it's aggressive without being cartoonish. The hood is a sculpted piece of art, featuring a functional shaker intake that channels air directly into the V8 beneath. The front fascia is all business, open grills for cooling, integrated splitter for downforce, and LED lighting that makes the entire front end look like it's permanently squinting at whatever dares to pull up next to it. From the side, you notice the flared fenders, widened track, and signature Boss 429 badging, subtle but unmistakable. The fastback roofline flows seamlessly into the rear, where a carbon fiber ducktail spoiler and aggressive rear diffuser complete the look. Quad exhausts sit neatly below, tuned not just for performance but for the perfect roar. And let us tell you, this thing sounds absolutely demonic at full throttle. Inside the cockpit, Ford has gone for the perfect balance between old-school attitude and modern luxury. You've got Recaro bucket seats with Boss 429 embossing, trimmed in Alcantara and leather. A flat-bottom steering wheel gives you tactile feedback, while the digital gauge cluster can toggle between street, sport, and track modes, giving you live telemetry, G-forces, lap times, and more. SYNC4 powers the infotainment with an optional B&O sound system, though let's be honest, the best soundtrack in this car comes from the exhaust note. Not the speakers, but the Boss 429 isn't just a car to be driven. It's a car to be experienced. When you fire up the engine, it doesn't just start. It roars to life like an angry beast waking from a deep sleep. The idle is aggressive, the cam profile rough enough to shake the steering wheel in your hands. The clutch is heavy, the shifter precise, and every single gear begs you to push just a little bit harder. It's intoxicating, addictive, and downright dangerous in the best possible way on the road. The Boss 429 feels like it's alive. The throttle is sharp, the brakes are immediate, and the chassis is always talking to you. You can feel the tires gripping, the suspension adjusting, the engine begging to climb past 6,000 RPM, but the magic is in the control. For all its brute force, the 2025 Boss 429 isn't trying to kill you. It wants to teach you. It wants you to be better, faster, sharper. It rewards skill, punishes arrogance, and gives you goosebumps in every gear. So what's the catch? Well, like the original, the 2025 Boss 429 isn't going to be mass-produced. Ford has committed to keeping this a low-volume halo model, a collector's piece and performance benchmark. Initial estimates suggest only 1,000 units will be made for the 2025 model year, each hand-assembled and individually numbered. That exclusivity comes with a price tag. Base MSRP starts around $130,000 and climbs quickly with performance and appearance packages. But you're not just buying a car, you're buying a legacy. You're buying a name that once dominated racetracks and muscle car lore, reborn for a new generation. It's not cheap, but then again, legends never are. For collectors, this is a no-brainer. For drivers who want a modern-day muscle car that doesn't rely on turbos, hybrid gimmicks, or synthetic emotion, this is it.